Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. What's good, y'all? Alafia to you as well. Hotep, namaste, shalom, and all that good shit. What's good, y'all? Can I get a call in the building so we know who's in the building tonight? I'm doing a special broadcast, Melanin Tuesdays, to make up for Melanin Monday that we didn't do last night. So, this is for the family. All right. I wasn't gonna do it, but at the end of the day, I'm like, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Let me do what it does. Shout out to Harlem. Shout out to Monterey. Shout out to VA by way of PA. Empress Brown 44. Everybody give a shout out to the Empress in the building. Okay, from the Bronx and GA. Shout out to A. Right? Shout out to Indiana. Shout out to Vegas. Make sure you at that lecture February 22nd, Mr. Vegas or Miss Vegas. We're gonna be in the building in Las Vegas. Brother Jabari, Red and Blue Pill, Professor James Smalls, Kemet Part 6, Charleston in the building, Maryland in the building, Queens, Kansas City in the building. All right. Who else did I miss? Uh to this day, Tuesdays. Oh shit, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia in the building. Salute. Tallahassee in the building. Carolina's in the building. Seattle's in the building. You already. LA in the building. I don't know what. My phone just cut off. Alabama in the building. Miami in the building. Galveston Island in the building. Ohio in the building. West Philly in the building. Houston in the building. H-Town. Savannah in the building. Okay. LA in the building. Salute to everybody that is in the building. Tennessee in the building. New Orleans in the building. You already. Okay. I appreciate everybody. I want to say love and light to all of the family that's in the building tonight, that's with us tonight. I definitely want to give a shout out to Empress Brown, who's holding me down, who's making this possible. Salute to you. I appreciate you. You know what I'm talking about? And we're gonna chop up some game. San Antonio in the building. Maryland, Mary's Land in the building. Um, Nashville before. Salute to Nashville, beautiful place. T Killer, what up? Boston in the building. Newark, Delaware in the building. Yeah, the globe. Everywhere that I love to, all of the states that I respect, all of the places that I love to be. You want to go where everybody knows your name. You know what I'm talking about? So I feel at home. California in the building. Raleigh. Shout out to Greensboro. Norfolk in the building. You already know. We came to Norfolk and we put it down. Shout out to my sister Casey. Shout out to my um with the Panther wear. You know what I mean? In the building. He's from Norfolk. My dude Mike. Denver is in the building. South Kakalaka in the building. Inland building. All right. Yeah. Denver. Come and talk to me, Denver. It's a lot of, I'm getting some shout outs from Denver. They don't come to Denver. Shit, the weed is legal in Denver, right? So why wouldn't I want to come? Denver. You all right, baby? Okay. Let me come and say hi to the family. Put your hood on because your hair's is toe up. Look at my little monster. Say what's up.
What's up?
Say hi.
Hi.
She says she want to be on YouTube, so I'm gonna have to put her on YouTube. All right. All right. Night night. Come on. Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. You ain't be hogging up airtime. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Yeah, I got little baby holding it down, riding shotgun with me. You know, that was the good news that I was trying to tell y'all about over the weeks that I was very happy about. That you know, my daughter, Wisdom Bella, who I haven't seen in a while. She's with her daddy right now, and we doing big things, right? We making major moves every day, right? Shotgun with the God, beautiful things are taking place, you know. Money, but it's uh, it's very important for my sanity, especially in these days and times with all of this pedophilia talk taking place, that I have my little angel next to me. And, I don't have to rely on her safety, or I don't have to rely on, anything from nobody else. You know what I mean? I'm responsible for all of that. You know what I'm talking about? I'm responsible for all of that. So that's what it is, you know. So it's a beautiful thing. And all of the fathers out there, y'all could understand what I'm talking about. And I want to specifically say this before I even begin, and I'm not capping or nothing, but I want to give a humongous, monumental shout out to all of the single mothers of the world. Do you know why? Because these 7 days that I've been with my baby girl, and I'm an independent businessman, so I don't drop my child off at daycare. She's with me, she's homeschooled, and I still got to maintain my business with my daughter with me, things of that nature, the same way that I did it with my son with me. And daughters are different. They require a lot more attention. And I just want to say that the kind of sacrifice, the kind of superpowers that the mother has, the nurturer, the mothers that are out there with multiple children, you know, um, you know, holding it down, you feel me? Um, Handling your business, but still maintaining the family structure, you know, going out to make sure that your children eat, going out to make sure that everything is good in the household, going out to make sure that your endeavors or your dreams or your visions come true, and still be able to maintain the household, cook, clean, all of these things. Like, that is a superpower. I don't even want to get long-winded with it, but that is a superpower, and y'all have to be honored for that. There has to be a day bigger than Mother's Day with all of these flowers and candies and whatnot. We have to, as fathers, as providers, as builders, you know what I'm saying? As the people who go out and get the bag, we have to definitely create something where y'all are edified. And we also have to be more responsible as a village and as a community, to whereas we're creating safe spaces for these children. If I wanted to, I don't have nowhere that I could bring her. I just don't. And I'm in New York City. You know what I'm saying? Y'all been spending a lot of money. Y'all been spending a lot of time. Y'all spent a lot of energy over the years and over the decades, believing in and investing in and hoping that somebody from out of here was going to do something to help build a community or build a village or be a man of their word. And that never happened. You know what I'm talking about? And the children are type, they're the ones who are going to take they're the ones who are in along for the lack of act, the lack of unity, or the lack of action that Negroes never took. and negresses as well, because it just don't fall on the shoulders of the men and whatnot. It falls on the shoulders of everybody, because them niggas had help, and they had women helping them as well. So the stream is breaking up. Yeah, you know how that be. You know how that is with YouTube. I don't know what's going on with the stream. I'm looking at it right now on YouTube, and I'm seeing that it's stopping and whatnot. I would say that I just got to keep pushing. I just got to keep going. You know, a nigga, the Wi-Fi is definitely connected. The bars are at 4, so I can't explain why it might be freezing like this. You know, but we need to build this village. We need to build this village. You feel me? And yeah, as long as the audio is clear and y'all can hear what I'm saying, don't pay too much attention to the visuals. You know, it's all good. You know what I mean? If y'all want to see me, go on my Instagram page. But the village has to be, we have to do something to build a village. And the way that life works, or the way that the ancestors do it, they set up situations to whereas me personally, I could talk about certain things, or I can hear certain things, but when you're holding the bag, or when you're living through this and you understand what's taking place and what's not being done, then you could really speak from experience. So I'm speaking from experience now. I'm like, fam, we got to do, I don't know what everybody's purpose is in this community. I'm gonna keep it real quick with you. I went on YouTube last night to do Melanin Mondays, right? 1:30 in the morning. I'm coming back from a long day of being the concrete, right? Like I said, it's 20 degrees at night. I'm in New York City. This is the winter time. you know I got orders, I have business, I have a business to maintain, and I don't have a home-based business. So I got to go to the supplier, then I got to go to the manufacturer where I do my production, then I got to go to the post office. So at the end of the day, I come home, it's damn near past midnight. I got to wash my child up, I got to do homework with her, I got to do some kind of, I got to do what I got to do as a father, feeding her, all of these things. Then I go on YouTube before I go and do Melanin Monday just to see what's going on. And it's a whole bunch of fuckery on YouTube, and pardon me, it's nothing going on. It's nothing going on. What do you mean by that, Red Pill? Like all of these videos that I'm seeing, all of these channels and platforms, it's like, what are we doing with our time? The R. Kelly thing is a trigger, and I'm not gonna act like I haven't spoken about it consecutively, but I'm not doing a video every day on R. Kelly. I'm not doing 3 videos a day on R. Kelly. Did R. Kelly, was R. Kelly's urine clean when he peed on the girls? Did R. Kelly go to McDonald's today? You know what I mean? R. Kelly, R. Kelly tweets about Sparkle. R. Kelly this, all of these people jumping on clickbait, and then when it's not R. Kelly, it's all of this other buffoonery that's taking place. Like it's the beginning of 2019 going into 2020. And I feel that the focus of our people is completely off. It's completely off. And I'm actually discouraged from being a part of that peanut gallery. Okay. So for the month of February, I'm going to be shutting down this channel for the whole month because I cannot be a part of this right now. You know what I'm saying? I got so many things to do. Like I don't want to be a part of this. And it's hard to pull away, and it's hard to disconnect, but I'm gonna have to do it. And I was gonna do it like right now and not say anything, but I'm not gonna be that stupid. I'm not gonna be that cruel. I'm not gonna be that uh you know um thoughtless. because I respect the audience. I respect the fam, who's the subscribers. I respect my patrons. I respect, the family that supports and is there for me. But I can't be expending my energy into a community that's not about nothing no more. I can't. I can't, yo. It is it is not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not being respected. It's not appreciated. And to be honest with you, the whole shit to me has fallen apart. It's had fallen apart. It's dead. It's dead. It's dead. And it doesn't feel the same anymore. It doesn't feel the same anymore. Niggas don't have no purpose. And this R. Kelly thing really showed me that there's 80% of our community headed in the wrong direction. Y'all don't love the children. You don't respect the divine feminine principle, and you really don't love children. I don't respect. I lost respect for a large contingency of people, thought leaders, and platforms that are out there just off of this R. Kelly shit in the beginning of the year. Bird Box. I took off the blindfolds and I'm able to see people for who they are. And I don't want to. I don't feel like I belong in that crowd. I don't. It just don't fit me no more. It doesn't fit me anymore. It's an outfit that I don't want to put on anymore. You understand? It's almost like being just exhausted. This shit is gonna have to clean itself up. But I don't want to even play no part in that. You dig me? I don't want to play no part. I'll go and do my book, my ebook that I'm trying my best to finish. Um, I do my lectures, but to be honest with you, a lot of shit, a lot of things that are out there, I don't want to lend my likeness to it. I don't want to lend my energy to it. And I'm talking across the whole board, affiliations, groups, all of that. I don't want to be a part of a lot of things right now. Like, I just got to sit back and really look within, and then probably come back in the spring and make a decision, because people are feeding off of me. You know what I mean? People are eating off of me. People are utilizing my energy and what we bring to the table to basically you know to feed off of me. And I could feel it. Energy vampires. Energy vampires. So Bird Box, put the blindfolds on the children and and guide them into safety, and make sure that they don't take those blindfolds off, because you don't want them to see that light. What's the light? The light is what's coming off your phone. The light is that TV. The light is that computer screen. You know what I mean? There's demons inside of it, and it's triggering demons inside of us. It's triggering dormant entities that are inside of our people, and that's the thing that are taking people's minds over. It's a lot of spiritual demons being broadcasted through these channels, broadcasted through these platforms, broadcasted through the internet, broadcasted when these lame negroes open their mouths. And I'm telling you, the best way to get away from a lot of that is to put on them blindfolds and start looking within and shutting all of that out. Remember, this is hibernation season. I'm in the winter. Some of y'all are in Aloha, Hawaii. I didn't get no shout outs from Hawaii, but you know, in some parts of the world, it's summertime. But where I'm at, it's winter time. So it's gonna be very negative. It's gonna be a lot of exposing. We're living in this day and time where the exposure is gonna be at an all-time high. It's going to be you can see a lot, but how am I going to keep the blindfolds on this little one right here? How am I going to keep the blindfolds on my son and whatnot on foolery all day? Because she watches what I watch. She's picking up on all of the stuff that I'm picking up on. You know what I mean? And I won't lie, there may be a digital addiction that I'm fighting. You know what I'm talking about? I won't lie. I might be fighting a digital addiction to where I got the phone in my face 24 hours a day to because I'm continuously, you know, all in the damn phone. So what is that? What's the answer to that? How do you combat this whole thing where you're seeing that, our people are really scarred beyond a place of repair to the point where they'll publicly come out and say, yo, I don't care about nothing. You know what I mean? I'm protecting a pedophile by any means necessary. You understand? And nobody can do nothing about it. I'm like, damn, these niggas is bold these days. You would get whooped out. Back in the days, you would get niggas with two-piece you for just saying that. This shit is lawless at this point. This is the Wild West. This is the complete Wild West where people grabbing their nuts and they feel confident saying, I don't care about these women. I don't care about these babies. F them all. Like, damn. Shit. You know what I mean? Like, I done came to the wrong party. Who invited these niggas? Like, what's going on here? And it ain't even about I'm not acting all sacrilegious like I'm better than nobody. I'm just saying that it's hard to think these days because now I'm looking around and I don't know who to trust. I got my daughter. My daughter's allowing me to open my eyes even wider because when you have a child with you or when you have a daughter and she's with you, you really begin to see a lot of shit that you didn't necessarily see before because remember, innocence, the innocence, and I'm putting it on the way to the elders. What the fuck did they do in all of these years to help the generations that are coming up? Tangible things. And I'm not just talking about giving us books and lectures. That was appreciated. And I do appreciate them for that. And that's honorable. But what did they help build to break the cycle of all of the abuse and the molestation that was taking place in their generation? Why didn't they emphasize that as the number one? Because if you don't deal with foundation, what do you have? They jumping over the children from 1 to 7 and trying to get into teenagers. And that's why conscious people's children are turning against them. Why are they turning against them? Because children know that you don't care about them because you didn't build anything for them. Why are they turning against them? Because you're taking them and you're putting them into the enemy school from 1 to 7 and they're programming them. So you're bringing an enemy into your household. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. That homeschooling thing, that ain't no joke. It's not easy. It's no walk in the park. Going back to what I said before, I give honors and praise to the mothers and the fathers that are able to balance and do that and balance businesses and balance homeschooling and balance taking care of other children and balance the personal life. That is that's a skill. It just doesn't happen for everybody. That is a skill set. You know, I just want to focus on what's important, man. You know what I'm talking about? I just want to focus on what's important. We gave y'all the 9-year anniversary of Know the Ledge Radio. You know what I'm saying? Just to the proof is in the put. The work is out there. The work is out there. Niggas is doing a 10-year challenge. And I realized that 10 years ago, I was smarter than I am today. Forget about how I look. Yeah, I'm glowed up. Yeah, a nigga done glue up. A nigga done glowed up. Life didn't hit me that hard. But where were you mentally 10 years ago? And I don't ever want to hear nobody talk about, oh, I don't like consciousness didn't do nothing for me. Lies and deceit. I saw your 10-year challenge. You were physically dead 10 years ago. I'm looking at the pictures. Like somebody needs to write a check for the conscious community because that shit damn near it save a lot of lives. I see the glow up. The shea butter is doing something for your skin. Cause you was looking you was looking off white, you was off black. You know what I mean? You niggas was off black 10 years ago. So either it was I don't the moringa, the shea sea moss. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? People rubbing mangoes on their face. It helped. Consciousness saved a lot of Negroes. It helped, and I see it clearly. You know what I mean? I see it clearly. You know, but where are we mentally from 10 years ago, as a as a community? That's the big pitch. That's the big question. Where are we mentally? A lot of people, you know, um, a lot of people get into consciousness, right? Or a lot of people got into consciousness during the while the train was moving. They jumped on the train while it was moving. People hopped on in 2012. The big shift was in 2012 when they started the psyops, when they started Black Lives Matter, when they started Hands Up, Don't Shoot, victimhood consciousness. A lot of people got into consciousness through victimhood consciousness, through the psyops. Then a lot of people came in like 2016 and all of that. They, but there was things going on before y'all hopped on that train 10 years ago. There was at a higher frequency that was completely out the roof. And I don't like always being the back in the days kind of person because I like to deal with the now. But the now is showing you that our focus, our what do we build? What was created? You understand? What was completed? All of these promises that were made in 2007 and 8, what was fulfilled? You understand? What was the frequency? What was the level of intelligence? Where was it at? We were headed this way. We was rising up. You understand? The master teachers was giving out plates of food for thought, and we was taking off. What happened to crash the plane? Who clipped the wings? Hmm? Who shot the plane down? Somebody has to come up with that answer. Who shot the plane? Because the plane ain't flying no more. I'm here to let you know. Niggas is on life rafters in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean with wild sharks around them. Who shot the plane down? That's the big question. Because the 10-year challenge will show you, if you go 10 years back and go and review to what dudes is on YouTube talking about. Yo, did R. Kelly take a bath with both of his victims? You know what I'm saying? The night that surviving R. Kelly inside of the bubble bath, dumb shit like that, like complete buffoonery, complete asinine. Like it's almost like National Enquirer. That's where we're at right now. That's where we're at. You know what I'm saying? Alkaline City, can you please stop spamming my video and everybody's goddamn video on YouTube? Okay? Please. That's called trolling. Get your own damn page and promote your shit. Come on, bro. You don't even contact nobody and send some money with them so you could start fucking promoting your shit. We don't do that over here. Please. Please stop. So it's like, what's happening? What's happening? You know, what is really happening? And I don't know. I'm personally not impressed. Y'all might be impressed because this is your freshmen in school and whatnot. I'm a super senior. I'm not impressed. You know, we have to do something more instrumental in 2019, 1 year before 2020. Nobody is talking about economics. They're talking about it, but a lot of people are not implementing. Okay, we got people running around just saying anything and whatever they feel, and they not even getting a chin's check. You know what I'm talking about? They hiding in their mama's basements. You know, uh, it's all kind of craziness going on. People getting away with all kind of craziness, doing the people crazy. Like 10-year challenge. This was not the case in 2009. This was not the case in '08. This was not the case in '07. This was not the case in '06. So what are we gonna do? You know, what are we gonna do? We got work to do. We have work to do. I'm bringing all of this up because I want the family that's out there who have eyes to see and ears to hear. I don't want you to get sucked in and duped into all of the BS that's going to bog you down. It's going to take you, it's going to distract you away from what's really important. And if these children that you have is not the number one importance to you, if your progeny is not of the utmost importance, if your health, your mental health, your spiritual health, your economic health, if that's not of it up, because you're not going to maintain that health watching and playing all of the things that in front of you. I'm speaking to myself as well. I have to detox from Vlad and Worldstar. You understand? I got to detox from, I'm going to unsubscribe to about 100 channels when I get off of this thing. I got to detox. And that's what the winter is about. There's 9, I'm going to read about these planets that are going into alignment. Okay. All planets are about to go direct this week. And then right after that, we have the blood moon. We have a lecture coming up into Brooklyn. And I promise you, I'm going to have the link inside of the description of the video. And we're going to have it in the chat room because we're live streaming it. So you could be in El Segundo. It don't matter. I need everybody to be in the building this weekend, Saturday night and Sunday night, to get the information that me and Blue Pill are going to give you. We're going to do a special broadcast on this YouTube channel tomorrow, Wednesday. If you haven't subscribed and hit the notification, do that so you know that it's coming. We're going to give you a preview of what we're going to be talking about, because I understand people don't know what the hell the shit it is that we're talking about. So you know, they like blood moonologue and three-headed monster. What is that? Like, where's the controversy in that? You know, and I get it. I know people be needing all kind of you know, they're used to so much sensationalism and clickbait that they're not gonna move until you put some controversy, until you act like you're talking about somebody or whatever the hell people are looking for. They need that. But like I said to you before, if you want information that you're not going to be able to Google, that you're not going to get from no other person that's talking out here, you know what I'm saying? Y'all need to be in the building. We're going to prepare you for this blood moon that's coming up. We're going to prepare you for a lot of things that are coming up. Okay? So be in the building. The what is that? The 19th and the 20th, Brooklyn, Nicholas, Bed-Stuy. Okay? Brooklyn, Nicholas, Bed-Stuy, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. in Brooklyn at Nicholas. Red Pill and Blue Pill, a 2-day lecture. The first day is the three-headed monster. where we're going to break down what the hell is going on, what the hell's been going on with these with the whatchamacallit, with the policies that the presidents, going all the way from Nixon all the way up to Orange, Mr. Orange 45, Mr. Wendy's and McDonald's, Mr. Build the Wall, Donald Trump, to show you how the black family was basically torn to pieces, how you can get an R. Kelly, you know what I'm talking about, in these days and times, how you can have a subculture, a matriarch, which is the black family. It's a matriarchal culture that is identified as a subculture that exists in a patriarchal culture that is the westernized European Anglo-Saxon culture. These two cultures are clashing. Okay, these two cultures don't cannot exist at the same damn time. This culture, this subculture, this black culture was targeted in the 60s. There's something called a Moynihan report. The Moynihan report. Then there's also something called Great Society that the president Lyndon Johnson put out. And that's where you get Medicaid from. That's where you get welfare from. That's where you get all of these programs. And we're going to show you how the black family was targeted. In the report, it explains how they're going to target the black family. And then as the years go along, you see the targeting. So when people are like, how did we get into this? How are you got to find out how you got into it in order to find out how you're going to get out of it. If you're not interested in getting out of it, then mind your business and go listen to a chatty patty or something, or go do what you've been doing. But if you want solid research and information as to why our people are in the predicament that we're in, from a place where, not to point fingers, but from a research standpoint, that you can stand on this research, when a lot of people get washed up playing against the feminists, playing against white people, or the Europeans from the other side, the alt-writers, because they coming in. I be reading I read the threads. Black people jump in with the emotions, white supremacy, and get washed. They get pita rolled, they get Swiss cheese by these people who got facts. People who got facts, you know. And what I want to help is to, we want to help move that out. We want to help arm you with information. You understand? We want to help to basically, you know, equip you with talking points. We want to help redefine the narrative. Okay, so my brother's he's in Atlanta. He's been doing his thing with his research. You know, I've been sticking my elbow in it, cooking up, doing my thing. And then the next day, after we do the three-headed monster, the breakdown of the war on drugs, the war on poverty, and the war on terror. And we're gonna show how these wars were domestic policy aimed at who? Negroes in America, because foreign policy is Negroes around the world, how to maintain, how to subjugate, and how to basically continue to keep the foot on the neck of Negroes around the world. And when I say Negroes, I'm just talking about people of color that don't grow past the knees. The Yemenis, the goddamn Iraqis, the people in Laos and Vietnam, those yellow people who were brown, all of that, the Asians that they went to war with, they call them Asiatics, or you know what I mean? The Arabs, all of these people that they've subjugated, the hundreds of wars that are in Africa to this day, and prior to that, the executions that took place in Latin America, how they basically flooded our communities with dope, heroin, horse is what they call it, dog food. Okay, that part. When we show you how the government has played their hands in basically breaking the structure of a very strong black community and a very strong Black Power movement that basically got its start 100 years ago when Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Elijah Muhammad, Noble Drew Ali, and hundreds of other activists and scholars that go nameless, when they started beating the drums in the 20s and whatnot, in the 30s, go and look and see how they were dressed. I put it on my Instagram this week. I put a picture of the Black Legion and Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Sharp. These men look sharp. These men were dressed to the T. And you could see if they did the 10-year challenge, they went from ashy to classy because they were glowing. They were sharp. They look healthy. They look wealthy. And they looked like they knew who they were. This was 100 years ago. But when our communities got flooded with heroin, with opium, you understand? This is a tool. This is a weapon of mass destruction. This is a substance of mass destruction. Okay? The Lucky Luciano, the French connection, the hand that the government played in flooding our communities with heroin, with opiates. It's the same thing that they're doing right now. This goes all the way back. When you deal with I did a lecture about the deep state, right? But when you deal with the shadow government, or when you deal with the criminalized version of the government who put in mad work, you're talking about the Central Intelligence Agency. The same thing that you see when you watch Narcos. If you watch the new season of Narcos where they talk about Mexico, on their left hand, they got the DEA acting like they're trying to eradicate the drug problem. But always on the right hand is the CIA controlling everything underneath. So the CIA is basically has a leash on the DEA, and they tell them who they could go after, and they tell them who they can't go after. They tell them who they could watch. They tell them who they can't watch. They tell them what planes that they could search. They tell them what planes they can't search. They tell them what dictator or what strong man they could take down, and they tell them who they can't take down. It's always those boys. Cocaine in America, Oliver North, George Bush Sr. Okay, those are your culprits. Okay, those are your culprits. These are the people who have made they destroy governments. They usurp. Oliver North, Iran Contra. It's so many other things, but I can't talk about it all tonight. That's what you got to come to the lecture and hear. Blue Pill did a lot of research. He bodied that. So, yeah, we're going to get into the constellate. We're going to get into the aspects of the precession of the equinox to show that, we could talk about what's going on the surface. All of this is ordained. All of this is ordained, meaning that all of this is basically in alignment with the planets. But we don't know how to manipulate the energy that comes to the planet. And they do. They do. These are people who come out of occult fraternities, occult sororities, occult groups. And what do the occult study? The occult study the unseen and the unknown. What do the occult study? They study the precession of the equinox. They study what kind of energy is manipulating things and forces on the planet, and they tap in. Sex rituals, meaning that Negroes be walking around talking about Illuminati this, Illuminati that. No, nigga, skull and bones. It's a fraternal beef that we have. You're dealing with people who are fraternal. What does fraternal mean? Fraternal means that in their college days, they took an oath. They got together in their college days. These niggas didn't decide that they were going to be who they are now. They've been groomed from Harvard and Yale and Oxford. Some of these niggas was in Trump University getting it done. They were doing sex rituals. The sex rituals did what? The sex rituals bonded them together through the humiliation of the sex, of homosexual and homoerotic sex. That is a bonding mechanism. That's the same thing that, remember, 90% of the SS or 90% of Hitler's army were homosexuals who were sleeping with each other. You understand? They used to the Thule Society, Thule. These were they were ravaging homosexuals. Okay, so these people, like in the Skull and Bones, and when you get into even regular fraternities, niggas with the Q dogs and whatnot, hitting each other on the paddle, butt naked and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? Having running trains on women, and all of y'all got your meat out and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? Having DPs and what DP parties. Yeah, yeah, that shit funny to me. How about you? You know what I'm saying? How about you? Yeah, Fuego Calderon is on fire. If I got any niggas in here, put my afro on fire in the editing program. Yeah, light me up. So this is how they bond together. That's why Ed Buck people who he's killing with the injections, the LBGT black people don't tell on the LBGT white people because they have a bond. Where's the Me Too gay movement at? Tell me that. Where they had the Me Too, where's the Me Too gay guy who said, yo, some white guy grabbed my junk? They won't never say that because, they like shit like that. You know what I'm talking about? That's how they get down. You never heard a black gay man out anybody. And these they see everything. You know, gay people are like flies on the wall. They hear everything, they know everything, they know who's boning who's doing what. You know what I mean? Because they got to keep the secrets. Remember, they're holding in the secrets the same way these men in these fraternities, they live with secrets. They take an oath inside of college. And what does that do? That sets them up for corporate, that sets them up for government, that sets them up for positions of power. So the real secret society is running and functioning while your ass don't know what the hell is going on. But when these Europeans get off of work, they going home, they going to the Elks Club, they going to their little social club, and that's where they deal with business. That's where they deal with business. So you can't get them fired. They get caught uh on they get caught pissing positive on drug tests. They go to rehab. You get the pink slip, they go to rehab, and you can't fire them. You can't get rid of them. They're protected by who? Who's protecting them? Their fraternal brothers are protecting them. It's a fraternity. It's a fraternal order, and that's their protection. And the fraternal orders, and it goes all the way to the Boule, the black fraternal orders. They are the lap dogs. They are the watchdogs. They almost like the thoughts to the white people. You know how niggas got groupies thoughts? Like the Boule is the thoughts to like the Skull and Bones. So when they want some dark meat, they just holler at, yo, Jesse, come over here and let me get some neck. You know what I mean? Let me get some neck bones, Jesse. They the thoughts of the white boys. You know what I'm saying? And it goes further, yeah, it goes deeper into Freemasonry, but it starts on a mundane level in these college. You don't even these college they don't even gotta be Freemasons. They're just Phi Trapper Phi or Phi Kappa Phi. That's good enough. That's good enough. They don't gotta be a Freemason. They don't gotta be Scottish rites and all of that. They just gotta be in UCLA together, and they gonna go in on niggas. You know what I'm saying? The Fraternal Order of Police, of course. The Fraternal Order, it's a fraternity. You'll never get them to tell on each other. They have made oaths. It's called the Fraternal Order of Police, FOP. Okay, so you got the Popo, but nigga, they got a fraternity, and you're never going to get the answers that you seek. So stop wasting your time. It's a fraternity, and they're not going to tell on each other, because telling on each other is a bullet in the back of the head. That's why the people who have told on the police officers who went against the blue wall of silence, like the officer from Baltimore, hero, because he went against the code. Many of y'all got grandfathers who was in the Elks Club. You know what I mean? Wearing fezzes and whatnot that said Islam on it. You know what I mean? Wearing fezzes that said all kind of stuff. They wouldn't tell you what they was doing. They wouldn't expose, We just doing barbecues and we just chilling, you know what I mean? Talking about old war stories. No, nigga. No. They was up to a little bit more sinister shit. You understand? So that's what I'm saying. Fraternal. Fraternal. It's us against you. Okay? It's us against you. That's how they see it. Once they take that oath, it's us against them. It's nothing, it's not personal. It's just gang gang. It's nothing personal. It's just gang gang. The same way that a dude will pick up a flag and get those 3 cigarette burns on his arm, or the same way that you get jumped in and initiated in, that's called hazing in the colleges. You gotta put your nose in somebody's butt. You know what I mean? Or you gotta lay in a coffin butt naked with a ribbon tied around your phallus. You know what I'm saying? And talk about all of the weird things that you did while you was listening to R. Kelly. Shit like that. You know what I mean? Or they'll have you doing some things that R. Kelly was doing to those young ladies involving feces and urine, because it's about sexual domination. You have to be depraved in a sexual act in order to be programmed. Once you get depraved in a sexual act, nigga, you're on a leash for life. You a bitch for life. You're gonna talk greasy to your head fraternity dude, and he done paddled you, you know what I mean, and did all kind of stuff, you know, sexually humiliating to you. He done teabagged you, you know what I'm saying, a million times. You're not gonna, your will is broken. The spirit is broken. Your will is broken. They have your spirit in a mason jar, cooking you, spirit cooking you. That's how it works. And they control people on a leash. That's how the shit works. they get a lot of they get a lot of dirt on you, and then they cook you. That's how they work it. So a lot of people waste a lot of time trying to brain wrestle and figure out mundane shit. They try to figure out Monday. It's not hard to figure out, fam. It's a fraternal order. Even like the NFL players who go into the league, yo, why they don't talk about this? Yo, why they don't talk about that? Even the NBA players that go into the league, yo, why they don't talk about this? Why they don't talk about that? Nigga, they're fraternal. Kaepernick is a Kappa. Kaepernick is a Kappa. When I went to the rally, and they had a rally in front of the NFL building like 2 years ago. Me and brother Rich went down there to do some interviews. I wasn't rallying. You know what I'm talking about? My pops and some of his people went down there. So I'm gonna go pull up. Why not? Because I'll be damned if something happened to me while he's protesting. You know what I'm talking about? Like I'm gonna hold him down. And my son was with me, and there was like some Kappas and whatnot, mad Kappas. And it was like, yeah, Kaepernick is a Kappa. I was like, but they was like, yeah. I was like, this nigga's a Kappa? They was like, yeah. I was like, he's a Greek? They was like, yeah. Then I saw he had it branded on him. He had it branded. He has the shit branded, like how they brand cows and whatnot. So I'm like, oh, wait a minute. We got to look into this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to have to look into this, because there may be an agenda at play, you know, because those people have agendas. They just can't buck. They just can't knock if they buck. You know what I mean? They don't have the right to do it. Once you become fraternal, nigga, you're controlled. You don't have a voice. You can't just run around and do what you want to do, because they take care of each other. Okay? They take care of each other. And if you get out of line, they'll take care of you as well. You know what I mean? They'll get you the fuck up out of here. So, you know, yeah, he branded that shit on his body. His body is calling. You know what I'm talking about? Like a fucking cow or something. You know. And it is what it is. Yeah, sacrifice everything. Yeah, they said somebody in the chat, alias number one, said Kaepernick was in a Nike commercial talking about sacrifice everything. Nigga, sacrifice what? What you sacrificing? You know what I mean? Not your career. You know, not your career, because he's getting the bag. And his career, he will throw the pigskin one day. And if he don't throw the pigskin one day, they're going to computate and calculate how much money that nigga is owed, and they're going to give it to him. Super facts. So, you know, don't worry about Kaepernick. He's Gucci. He's a Kappa. You know what I mean? They're not going to leave him out to dry. He's a Kappa. You know? Yeah, the Greek pledges are soy as fuck. Yeah, they soy boys. Mad moist. You know what I mean? And no offense to anybody who took the pledges, was running around sorority and fraternal up. But I don't really hear y'all saying much anyway. You know what I mean? Y'all decided to plead the fifth. So don't tell me what to say, because you niggas don't be told anyway, exposing yourselves. You know. So somebody said take that weird Canaanite jewelry off. You don't got nothing better to do with yourself. So yeah, man. That's what it is, yo. But going back to what I was saying, me and Blue Pill are going to be presenting a precursor to our upcoming lecture this weekend, this whole week. I think we might be on Brother Rich. I know that we're going to be on this channel, and I'm going to hit up Brother Joel Benjamin to see if we could do something with him. You know what I'm talking about? But just, you know, stick around. I want y'all to get this information. Like I said, I'm about to tap out and disappear for a minute because I got a lot of shit that I need to be doing in life, and it doesn't involve YouTube. So get it while it's hot. That's all I got to say. Get the shit while it's hot. You know what I'm talking about? Get it while it's hot. You know, get it while it's hot. Oh, Blue gonna spaz out. I already know. Blue is he's gonna he's gonna spaz out. He's gonna show his ass. Like, you know, what's up with that cloth? Oh, that cloth is available. This cloth is available. That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying all of that because we're playing in the theater of media. You might be going in circles for 10 years, and when your next 10-year challenge meets you, the shit will be hard on you this time around, because you're gonna be spinning in circles, playing in this media circus for all your life, when you don't even know some of the tangibles. What are the tangibles? It's no coincidence that the majority of the people in the media are fraternal. And this shit could be theater, and it's scripted. You know what I mean? And then anything outside of that is coonery rappers, Soldier Boy, Big Soldier, and all of them just taking your fucking attention and taking it complete, right? His Big Soldier screaming in his phone, coked up and whatnot. Then his conscious niggas coked up, screaming in the phone, sounding just like Soldier Boy, might I add. And then it's other Negroes who have agendas that have nothing to do with building something for these babies, securing the motherfucking bag, protecting the women in the community. You understand? And coming together as a unified front to do something. You're not, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to shine some light so you can ask certain questions and get the answers that you need. Because like I said, it's all theater, meaning that it's all scripted. It's not real. It's distractions. It's not real. one of the powers of distractions, the same way that when niggas was following the whole season of Love and Hip Hop, that's a distraction. It's just stringing you along. These niggas been having the same conversation for 5 years on Housewives of Atlanta. They've been having the same conversation. Nothing has changed. They all mad at Kenya Moore, right? You know what I mean? On Love and Hip Hop, everybody's just mad at Yandy and somebody else. Like it's the same conversation. On Black Ink, Caesar is trying to find a new thought because he got rid of Duchess. And I don't even watch the shit, and I know the storyline because it's the same shit every year. Donna is a thought. She's the queen of all thoughts. You know what I'm talking about? She's looking crazier every episode. What else is going on? You know what I mean? It's all scripted bullshit. And when you Google the producers and look at these Poindexters and these weirdos, then you will understand you are being spirit cooked when you participate in this upgraded version of the Maury Show, this upgraded version of Jerry Springer, this audio visual crack, this opium. It's an opiate. It's mumble rap of reality. It's the reality TV version of mumble rap. And you are what you eat. Say that again. You are what you eat. So you keep eating that, you keep listening to that, watching that, intaking that, downloading that, you're going to be mumbled out. You're going to have all of these suggestions that are going to be telling you what to do, what to eat, how to drink, how to walk, how to talk, how to dress, looking crazy. You know what I'm talking about? Wearing a motherfucking purple weave with jogger pants that are three times not your size. You know what I mean? Trying to look like Candy or motherfucking Nene. And that's not you. You're 75 years old. That is not you. You understand? That's not you. That is not you. So, or you're 5 years old. Ma, that's not you. Take the hair hat off. You're 5 years old. Like, stop it. Stop trying. I don't know what I'm saying. Black people look scary these days. Real talk. I don't need to wait for Jordan Peele horror in Black society. Nigga, it's staring you in your face. These niggas look crazy all around the world. Everywhere. Everywhere. They looking like a bucket of KFC everywhere I go. So, cloth, they're not worthy. They're not worthy. Stop letting people pick your brain for your motherfucking jewels and your gems. Keep them shit. Start hoarding that shit. Stop spitting out. Stop pitching pearls to swine. You feel me? People are just really like acting dumb. Like, hey, can I ask you a question? Like you Google a Siri or Alexa. No, motherfucker. Go and talk to Google on your phone, nigga. You know what I mean? Icon. Leave me alone. You know what I mean? You need your time. You need your sacred time. Everybody else. Real talk. You need to focus on you and yours. Like I said, Bird Box. Sure, you keep the blindfolds on these damn children so they don't see the light. And I'm talking about the light that has the demons in it. You know what I mean? Stop exposing them to everything. Stop exposing. If you're watching some shit that's X-rated, you niggas is watching Saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, The Conjuring with your fucking newborn right there. Nigga, they're picking subliminal inside of those movies. I lost because those movies is not like the horror movies when I was little. You know what I mean? Like Jason and all of them, they started a lot of that whole thing where they were inserting all of these entities, all of these succubus and incubuses and egregors and whatnot. They were cutting a lot of things into these movies and whatnot. But you got niggas that be binging on Saw, and then you got your little newborns or your babies watching that, and then wondering why they running around on some red rum. You know what I mean? Trying to stab you. You know what I mean? Like, nigga, they getting fucking programmed. They getting programmed. You got to be responsible. You got to be responsible. That shit is on the parents. You niggas got to be responsible. Stop taking your fucking newborn or your teenagers to an R. Kelly concert. What is he gonna say? I believe I could fly. Then right after that, he's gonna get into motherfucking key in the. That shit is off balance. That shit is off balance. You know what I mean? That's off balance. Stop exposing your little ones to the fuckery. Real talk. Stop exposing the young ones. Stop driving in the car playing the best of 21 Savage because all he talks about is getting his dick licked. You know what I mean? Stop driving in the car playing the best of Cardi B when your little daughter is acting like she's asleep, but she's writing down all the fucking lyrics to that shit so she could go into the bathroom mirror and perform her twerkage. You know what I mean? And it's not like she's hearing it from your ass, your old ass. She's hearing it from you trying to start your fucking career in pole dancing at 35 or some shit. No, give it up. It's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? So the child is feeling like if my mama, you know what I mean? If my mom's is co-signing this thought, then she must be the shit. She must be the shit. So it's on the parents, y'all. And I'm not up here on some fake ass, moral fucking officer, the conscious officer, the conscious police. Excuse me, pull over. I was just driving down the highway. Did I hear you playing some R. Kelly in that car? Please step out. Give me your license. Like, I'm not trying to be that dude. Like, I'm ratchet as fuck. You know what I'm talking about? But I'm trying to be conscious, which means aware of the level of ratchetness and the detriment of my ratchetness and how it may affect those around me. Okay? Because sometimes we think that we're just still teenagers and everything that we do, because we live in a world now where there's no more rules, there's no more barriers, there's nobody to check us. We live in an unchecked society. This is a lawless society. We don't live by no code anymore. We don't live by any values anymore. It's been basically it's been leveled down. It's been leveled. That motherfucking that wall, that Jericho's wall, it been knocked down. So there's nobody that could come smack the shit out of you and check you for being a fucking retard and a lame and a thought. Back in the days, there used to be shit like that. Nigga would go upside your head. We don't got that no more. So we don't have we don't have a level of self-mastery because there's actually nothing to measure it against. It's nothing to measure it against. The entertainment, the music industry has been co-opted. They gave it to the teenagers. They let the teenagers take control. Little niggas that got, they going through puberty, 17, they let Big Soldier take over. They let Big Sosa take over. Okay, they let Baphomet take over. Motherfucking Chief Keef. They let Chief Keef run with the thing. And I'm gonna talk about that as well. We're gonna dig intricately into when the music industry switched over, when a lot of this stuff switched. Y'all might not have paid attention. You might not know it, but you're not a connoisseur like the God. You know what I mean? I do this, I live this, I breathe this. So in 2012, yes, Chief Keef is a major player in where we're at in hip hop to motherfucking day. He is instrumental, unlike any other artist that you can dig up to where we're at today. Young Chief Keef, who's only 22 years old, aka Baphomet. All right, aka Sosa, the motherfucking architect, aka Women Love Sosa. All right, let me break it down for you. In 2012, there was a major shift in the industry. Okay, the industry was going through a change. The CDs and whatnot were dying out. Something that was that the streaming was beginning to the whole thing with digital versus analog. CDs were going out the window. Digital was taking over. Okay. Chief Keef, Ace Chief Keef is Chicago. All right. Chief Keef represents drill music. Okay. Drill music represents a music that niggas drill to. Drill means kill. All right. Drill music is basically kill music. So Chief Keef is 16 years old at that time. He's on house arrest for clapping at the police. He's in his grandmama's house. He's killing YouTube out of his living room, basically with like low budget videos and whatnot. John Madden. I'm talking about before. Don't like. He had Madden. He had 300. Remember 300? That was my shit. 300. You know what I mean? And around the same time in Harlem, you have a young upstart by the name of ASAP Rocky, right? But then ASAP Rocky, the brainchild behind ASAP Rocky is Yamborghini, all right? Yams, ASAP Yams, okay? Rest in peace, ASAP Yams. So ASAP Rocky represented a new sound coming into New York City. He was the youth, he's part of the youth movement. He was a new fresh sound, a new fresh face. He gets signed to the label that I used to work out called Polo Grounds, because we had an artist called Hurricane Chris. Hurricane Chris gets pushed out of the way when Young Soldier Boy comes. Big Soldier. Big Soldier comes in '07, the same year that my son was born, right? Big Soldier comes in '07. Soldier Boy changes the whole industry. Now, I seen the video with Soldier Boy beefing the other day, talk about, I changed the whole industry. I gave you niggas all of your swag. In a way, he's kind of true. He's the father of the new generation of the rappers. But yeah, A Bay Bay and all of that. You know what I mean? I believe me, I atoned for my participation in the A Bay Bay shit a long time ago. You know what I mean? I made up for that. I did my community service. So I'll deal with that message that somebody left about hair hats. Please don't get all emotional about when I say hair hats. It's a fucking weave. Like, please, all right? Who cares? So Soldier, but that doesn't, that's not when the industry switched over and gave the goddamn mantle to the youth. That hallmark point is in 2012 with Chief Keef, ASAP Rocky, and there was another movement that was coming up called the Beast Coast Movement. Okay? The Beast Coast movement represents the same age of Chief Keef, who were conscious, talking about they were indigos, who were talking about third eye, talking about Kid, who were talking about the God within, who were talking about all of these things. So now, but then ASAP Rocky and them represented crass materialism. They weren't talking about indigo. They wasn't talking about consciousness. They was talking about they were like trying to follow behind the shit that Kanye was talking about, Paris, fashion, Batiman shit. You know what I mean? Following behind the Roman designers. You know, running behind Becky's and whatnot. Clothing, you know, Supreme, Bapester, all of the clothing aspect of the thing. Pro Era, on the other hand, who was led by Capital Steez, rest in peace. Okay, who their Yoda, the seven. What's the, how you pronounce that? The Svengali, the Svengali. I don't know how you pronounce that, but Capital Steez, child behind that whole movement. Okay, Capital Steez died. He. They say he committed suicide. He died right before he died. The day that ASAP Rocky's album came out. Okay, they say he jumped off of a roof in the city because he was losing it because he was going so deep into consciousness that it drove him crazy. He didn't have OGs such as myself and other people to help steer him in his journey of consciousness. And a lot of the young people around him was saying that, he was tripping. Yo, what you talking about? He started identifying himself with Baphomet. Funny thing is, they called Chief Keef Baphomet, right? So Joey Badass had the boom bap sound. They had the 90s flow. They was trying to connect with the golden era of hip hop. The thing that happened at the record label, they didn't want the rest of Pro Era. They didn't want Capital Steez. They only wanted to get behind Joey Badass. This is Johnny Snipes in them. This is Cinema Music, the same people who Nipsey Hussle walked away from. And they had Smoke. They had what's his name? What's my dude name? From Perp City. What's my dude name? That's my guy too. He always dresses up. Smoke Dizza. Not just Smoke Dizza, my dude who come from Dipset in them. Who comes out of Dipset. Not Max B. It was my dude who comes out of Dipset. Dark skin dude. Not Unkasa, not Max B. Shice Bubs. Okay? Shice Bubs and Johnny Snipes. If you go and do the research on Johnny Snipes, who is the CEO of Cinematic Music, he was the weed man. He was the plug. Johnny Snipes, a Jewish dude. He was the plug with the weed, and him and Shice used to get it in with the perk, with the haze, and then he got his own record label. So they outcasted the consciousness of Pro Era. They kind of pushed out the Yoda aspect, and that was Capital Steez. Capital Steez dies. The Beast Coast movement never takes off. It falls apart, right? This is a very important juncture in a time of music because it basically molded the landscape of where the industry is today. It molded the landscape of where the music industry is today. If Capital Steez would have never died, if he would have never been suicided, okay, that's how I see it. He got suicided. He died on Christmas Eve. If he never got suicided, Beast Coast, the Flatbush Zombies, the underachievers, and all of the influence that they were having on the youth would have influenced more of our youth to get into their self and to not the same niggas that are trying to get knowledge of self right now. They would have achieved it. They would have achieved it all the way back then. Imagine where the youth would have been today. But when that did not happen, when he died, and then ASAP was basically crowned the wave coming out of New York, the whole ASAP mob, ASAP Rocky through Lamborghini and whatnot, they basically took that wave. And then what did you see in New York with the youth? Niggas started running behind, wearing Supreme, running behind the Beckys, sipping lean. You know what I mean? They were mimicking everything that ASAP Rocky laid down. And that shit stretched all the way across the border. And then on the other side, with Young Baphomet, with Chief Keef, Fredo Santana, okay, the 300 movement, and then Little Durk and them come along later. Remember, they caught the body. They caught the body. They killed what's my little dude that got murked? What's the little one that got murked? Who was they op? Remember the young guy got murked. Now, this is what Chief Keef brings into the game. And Little JoJo, right? Rest in peace, JoJo. Now, Daylight had a video with Vlad, and he pointed that out. Chief Keef, when they signed Chief Keef to $6 million in 2012, Universal, the Interscope, the same people who behind NWA, the same people who's always behind everything gang related, drug related, and detrimental to everything that we are trying to do in motherfucking Black society, right? They signed Chief Keef for $6 million while he's on house arrest. The drill movement gets motherfucking billions of dollars behind it. It gets funded. Little JoJo gets bodied, right? So Chief Keef introduces the internet beef. Prior to that, these young niggas wasn't going around killing each other off of tweets and the internet shit. Chief Keef also introduces that whole run of drilling because the drill is real, nigga. The drill is real. They was going out and they raised up the murder rate in Chicago in ways. I'm gonna get to Bobby Schmurder. Bobby comes later. Bobby comes later. They brought in real beef. Other than that, the Soldier Boy shit. I clap niggas back and then back. That was, the rap niggas was doing rap beef. Chief Keef and them on the other side, they was doing real beefs. They was catching them, niggas was really laying it down and catching bodies. So the youth who were trying to find a way, I'm talking about 8-year-olds. I'm talking about 9-year-olds. I'm talking about 10-year-olds, nigga. I'm talking about the babies. This is in 2012. They're not listening to no old niggas. They're focusing on the youth movement. But the industry switched. Remember, it went from analog to digital. It went from the CDs to the streams. Chief Keef is doing 300 million on YouTube. Chief Keef is doing 100 million on his video. Chief Keef his streams are going crazy. So now, what do you think young children are going to gravitate towards? They love the violence. They love that bang bang. He brings in gang gang, bang bang, bang bang, bang bang, gang gang. You know what I mean? That's gang gang. So now you got little niggas wanting to gang gang, right? And they're taking and then the young dudes are mimicking that online Twitter beef shit, and they're taking it right into the streets. So in Harlem, I talked about this on my YouTube in 2012 and on the radio show. I used to go to the print shop in Harlem. I'm like, damn, these little niggas, because the print shop prints out the laminates. Because in Harlem, when you get killed, they put you on a laminate, right? The youth, they wear laminates and whatnot. So I would be at the print shop doing prints. I would be printing out. I'd be like, God, 13. They would be like 98. All of these young children were dying. And I would be like, yo, I started inquiring. I'd be like, yo, what's up with the bodies and what's going on? And they would say, yo, a lot of that is coming from online beefs. These young niggas is gang, and they in school ganging, going against different projects or because different gangs were from different projects. And at late night, these little niggas is duck hunting. I'm talking about they outside with M16s. These is 12-year-olds bodying each other. So I'm like, damn, where's that coming from? Yeah, they online showing choppers and whatnot. This is when the dark web was popping. I talked about the dark web last episode. So they ordering all of this military weaponry off the dark web. They knew about the dark web, or whoever the plug was, because they had this major gun operation in Harlem where niggas was bringing shit from down south to New York. They was bringing AKs, choppers, ARs, FEFNs and all of that. So yeah, what up, Chi-Town? If Chicago is in a building, please back me up. Be my ad libs. If I'm speaking facts, just let me know facts. So they say, yo, niggas in Chicago, back in the days with Chief Malik and whatnot, and Larry Hoover, the GDs and all of that, they been banging. I'm talking about the new era though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about the new era. They tore Cabrini Green down after they tore the projects down, and they put niggas in op neighborhoods. I'm talking about when the 11 and 12-year-olds was basically becoming the killers and whatnot. And where did you see this at? In The Wire. Remember the last episode with Omar in The Wire, they give you the motherfucking implant for the baby killers in The Wire. Who killed Omar? Nigga, an 8-year-old. Okay? So they're subliminally planting in your minds that this is going to be the era where we're going to turn these babies into the motherfucking killers. And that's what you see in Chicago with the drill. And that shit spread into Atlanta, it spread into LA, it spread into Memphis, it spread into Cleveland, it spread all around the motherfucking border through the internet And I'm telling you, it has a lot to do with that period that this motherfucking hip hop got handed to young killers and young drillers and young fucking shooters in the industry. And they won't talk about R. Kelly. Nigga. And this is all a result of the Moynihan report. This is all a result of the shit that the social engineers have been cooking ever since they targeted the black family and the black child and the black fathers and the black mothers for utter destruction. We're going to show you this in the lecture. So going back to what I was talking about earlier, let me finish unpacking this shit, right? So when Chief Keef and them get signed, the killings start kicking up, right? We get introduced to Bump J. Because remember, Bump J was turning up. Bump J had that shit turned up in like 03. I remember Bump J because a sister that I was dealing with, her and Bump J was mad cool. Okay. I met Bump J in New York real quick. He wasn't feeling me because I think he was trying to, skeet shorty that I was with. You know what I'm talking about? And I respected that, But Bump J and what was the name of his squad? I'm trying to remember the name of his squad. He had a very strong squad, and he went down for bank robbery. Okay, but when Bump J gets locked up, it's the same way when Larry Hoover gets locked, the Goon Squad. The same way when Larry Hoover gets locked up. The same way when Chief Malik gets locked up. The same way with anybody's OGs. When the feds come and sweep, and they take all of the OGs out of the way, when the feds come and do a sweep and they take 100 niggas and lock them up, what happens? The YGs come outside. The young kids come outside, the young guys, and they start killing shit. You see it on every episode of Gangland. You see it on every episode. It's a fucking pattern. Like it's a government tactic. They take the leadership, they take the OGs out the picture, and they let the young pups run wild. And the young pups are going to fight for the motherfucking block. They're gonna fight for position. They don't have any leadership. They don't have any OGs. They don't got no generals. So the killings will begin to increase because young people kill. They count elders for council, youth for war. The youth are gonna go to war. The youth are gonna clap. You know what I mean? They're not sitting down having meetings. They don't want to talk. They just gonna kill their way to the top. That they're gonna drill their way to the top. So now the young people around the world had a soundtrack of drilling, of drill music. What came with drill music? Lean, right? The lean came, niggas sipping on lean. Rest in peace, Fredo Santana. Okay. The designer, all that shit where niggas is wearing designer this, designer that, the perks, the mollies, the Xannies. Like I said, I had got jammed up in Detroit, like briefly, some shit went down in the airport. They said I had a warrant. This was in 2016. When I went into Wayne County, one of the worst motherfucking facilities in America, right? I got exposed to the thrill kill, what they call thrill kill. I was killed. They was like, nigga, these young niggas are popping they pop what they call bars. They popping Xanaxes, they smoking weed, and they go into they black out and they body shit. Meaning they be caught. One of the biggest crimes out there is B&E and carjacking, breaking and entering and carjacking. But they not just gonna carjack you in Detroit. They'll pull you out the car and body you. You know what I mean? They'll run up in your crib. They'll break in and they clapping everything in the crib. Niggas was waking up in the holding cells after a wild night of thrill killing and didn't even know where they was at. Like when Bruce Banner wake up after the Hulk, like, yo, what's going on? What's going on? Nigga, you got capital murder in the first degree. You got carjacking in the first degree. And you got possession of deadly weapon in the first degree. That's what the fuck is going on. You got 4 major felonies, $1 million bail. Go back to sleep. You're going to be here for a while. That's what Chief Keef and them, that's what Fredo Santana. Remember, Fredo's in the cut. That's something, that's a scary sight. That's that shit I don't like. He was talking about Fredo Santana. Fredo Santana, that thing went on for Fredo. If anybody know about Chicago, Fredo was the hitter. Okay? Fredo was the hitter. And when that whole generation, the youth generation, Chief Keef sits at the top of that youth culture. He is Baphomet of the youth. I dare anybody challenge me. You can't win that argument. If you just come and say little B, I'm gonna hook off immediately. Okay, it's Chief Keef. He was 16 when he got signed to a few millies in his name. I know niggas was really scared of Fredo. The only reason the 6ix9ine was able to come at Chief Keef over the summer is because he died in January. He would never have did that if Fredo was still alive, because they said Fredo will pop up and you never seen him coming. And then it was done. I don't even want to talk nobody business on the end, but it was some real shit going on with them boys. Okay? It was some real, I don't know what they dealing with. I don't know what kind of magic they might be, what kind of dark magic they might be tapping into, but you know, it's you know, it's they got urban legends out there. They got urban legends out there on some City of God type shit. Young Zeke, remember Zeke? You know what I mean? Like they, you know, real shit. When you there was an interview. I watched The Therapist. There's a video, The Therapist, where they're interviewing Chief Keef, and he lists all of his dead homies. Because keep in mind, from when he got signed up until today, I guess about 8 or 9 of his homies got bodied already. Like the niggas been getting bodied left and right in his camp. His cousin, Fredo, died of an overdose. There's a lot of blood rituals. There's a lot of deaths. There's a lot of bodies attached to that whole movement. You understand? You could look at him and see the entities that are on him. You could look at Chief Keef and you could see the darkness in him. And I'm not talking about melanin, my nigga. So he goes commercial with Don't Like. Remember when Don't Like blew up, and Kanye West, he's a Chicago native, but he did what a lame nigga would do when somebody who's from the streets, from your city, pops off. He hopped on the nigga bandwagon. He energy vampired him. You understand? He jumped on his wave and tried to surf that shit. Okay? He jumped on his wave and tried to and he made note of that. So when he when he made him mainstream, he introduced them into the living rooms of white America. I guess white America was still on him, but he pushes Chief Keef into a whole new demographics, into a whole new because that's when Kanye was a megastar. Kanye was a megastar. So by him jumping on Chief Keef, he raises interest. And who the hell is this Chief Keef? What's his story? In a minute, white people checking, because you know they love a nigga who is like, that's their shit. If you ever want to pop off around white people, just talk about killing niggas and they will take you in. Okay? Don't say that you God. Don't say that you a goddess. And don't say that you're here to help your people, because they won't give you the same kind of love. But if you want some dark lord shit, yeah, that's, you know what I'm talking about. They love Mandingo fighters. You know what I mean? Like that's their shit. That is their shit. They want to live vicariously through a nigga who kills other niggas, because that's ultimately what they want to do. You haven't figured that one out yet. So he blew him up, and by blowing him up, the drill movement took a global stage now. Okay. And if you go and do the research on Zimbabwe, if you go and do the research on Nigeria, if you go and do the research on the UK, that's where the crime, they are addicted to lean, right? They have a lean addiction, they have a codeine addiction, and them niggas is drilling. Meaning what? They out there killing niggas. You know what I'm talking about? Like the bodies is dropping. They knifing people in the UK. They stabbing you to death. They juking niggas, but they're following the drill culture. The drill culture is young black men killing each other. Different sounds were competing. And then going back, the ASAP thing was growing legs. All right. The ASAP thing was growing legs. ASAP was popping. ASAP Rocky was popping. He caught some controversy because he came on 105, 106 and Park with a fucking dress on his Timbs and whatnot. But when Lamborghini died of an overdose in 2013, remember they were that his remember ASAP Rocky star was rising, right? The ASAP mob was rising, ASAP Ferg, ASAP 12, and all of them. Their star was rising. Then their Yoda, the same way that Capital Steez died and the whole Beast Coast thing. I'm gonna talk about Space Ghost Perp in a minute. Yeah, YouTube is tripping. You know, that's that shit that I don't like. You know, I'm talking about somebody said niggas still watch 106 in Park. Retard. I'm talking about 2012. I'm talking about 2012, 2013, nigga. There's no 106 in Park no more. You know what I mean? You probably wanted to be on 106 in Park when that shit was popping. Stop it. So ASAP has not been the same ever since. Now, ASAP had a dude out of Florida with them called what? Space Ghost Perp. Space Ghost Perp is a producer. He created a certain kind of sound. His sound is mimicked by the South Florida rappers who later on become the SoundCloud rappers who later on become XXX Tentacion, uh, Wi-Fi's funeral, you know what I'm talking about? And all of the other movements that came out of the subculture that come out of South Florida who were not identifying with the Rick Ross cocaine lifestyle and all of that, Big Willie Porter Miami shit. They were a subculture in South Miami. That's XXX Tentacion, Ski Mask, Slump God, and all of them, the SoundCloud rappers. Because remember, Space Perp and them were SoundCloud rappers, and they were dealing with a certain kind of sound, Kodak Black and all of that. I don't know. I won't necessarily say Kodak. I won't necessarily say Kodak. I would definitely say X and all the whole crew with XXX Tentacion. So the SoundCloud rappers. What's the little nigga name? Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang. What's the Gucci Gang dude? You know what I'm talking about? What's his name? Oh, Pump, yeah, Lil Pump, yeah, all Lil Pump, Rob Banks, all of that, yeah, all of that. That's an offshoot of what Space Ghost Perp and them was. Space Ghost Perp fell out under the ASAP thing, and then he kind of fell out. I guess he fell off afterwards, but not until he influenced the South Florida rappers, and they created a wave. That wave has encapsulated the youth of today. That wave has encapsulated the youth of today. That wave is very strong today. Okay? That wave is extremely strong today. But going back to Chief Keef, so Chief Keef introduces mumble. Chief Keef is a drill rapper, but Chief Keef brings in mumble rap. Remember, Chief Keef is the father of mumble rap as well, not just drill music. He's the father of the mumble. So he starts because he's on the lean, he's on them pills. He moves out of Chicago, he's in Cali and whatnot. The niggas is just inebriated. His music kind of falls off, except Finito. That's my shit. Finito. Yeah. I love Finito. I love me some Finito. You know what I mean? Finito is an anthem. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing. And he recreates his sound, and you know, and that's where you get your mumble rap. That's where you get your mumble rap. Can y'all see me? Is the YouTube thing streaming or is it still freezing? That's where you get your mumble rap because he was all zannied out. Sort of like how like how somebody said when you have heavy metal and they had heavy metal and then dark metal, but then there was a level of the metal where them niggas was mumbling. They just started grunting and whatnot. So he brings in the mumbling and all of that. Now, what does the drill influence? The drill influence Bobby Shmurda. The drill influence Young and May. The drill influence all of New York rap after it pops off. So after, and then that's gang affiliation because everybody who popped out of New York were all gang affiliated and they were all either Bloods or Crips, right? And yeah, I remember Corn. Remember the video where they shot the bullet and that shit was in the video. They showed the bullet trajectory and it was shooting, it was going through everything. That was my shit. You know what I'm saying? And I also Fred Durst and them. I like Fred Durst a little bit. He was cool. So now everybody coming out of New York, the original drill niggas is Bobby Shmurda and Rowdy Rebel, Crips. They popping like what year was that? Did they pop? Was it 14? Was it 14 or was it 16? Yeah, Limp Biscuit. Pause. Um, was it Bobby Schmidt 14? So Bobby and them 2 years after drill seeps into Bobby is 16. These is young niggas, but they out there doing fraud, they gang banging, and they gun is going the fuck off. Nigga, they laying shit down. They doing, you know what I mean? They're laying things down. That's all I could say. Go and read the court transcripts. Like I said, I'm not here to talk nobody business on YouTube, but it's already transcribed. The little nigga got one of his mans got 100 years. Roger, the one he said in the video caught a body a week ago. They gave him 100 years or 99 for that fact. So they come out and like I said, this is all inspiring your children. This is all inspiring the teenage. Fuck the old people right now. I'm talking about the minds of young shooters and killers, the people who are now 20 years old or 19 or 21 or 22 or 23 or 24 or 25. I'm just trying to give you the foundation. They didn't come up listening to Jay-Z. They came up listening to maybe Gucci Man, but they don't identify with no goddamn Jay-Z. They don't know who Dame Dash is. You know what I'm saying? They to them, Cameron is an old nigga. Like they're rocking with young people who, you know, what the fuck can a young person tell you? Maybe if it was the underachievers, they were young, they had knowledge of self, but the industry did not get behind them. Liar Cohen and the small hats and all of the people who are trying to act self-righteous, they went and put millions of dollars behind young killers, young shooters. Epic. Remember the video where Bobby Shmurda dancing on a table at Epic with LA Reid weird ass? They threw money at the detrimental, self-destructive youth of that. His first signee, LA Reid, who's an R&B nigga, his first signee was nigga Bobby Shmurda. And then when Bobby Shmurda got locked up, they didn't bail him out for $2 million. They acted like they basically dropped him. So when young people, because young minds are impressionable, and old people taught them that it's all about the bag, right? Because remember, we live in it's all about the Benjamins mind state. We live in the all about the Benjamins, money, power, and respect. We live in that dream. Nobody changed the code. We live in that eon or that epoch. It's a Puff Daddy dominated, Bad Boy dominated, and Funk Master Flex. As much coonery as he does, he did when he was going at Dame Dash and he gave the history of the New York rap scene. he did speak truth when he said that Jay-Z and Dame Dash, the Rockefeller, they could not wave a flag at what Bad Boy was doing. They could not wave a flag because it's all about, it's not about they were better or who's better. It's about putting it into a timeline. How the fuck could somebody who comes after somebody be the wave? No, nigga, you came with a surfboard. It was already a wave taking place. It's called a tunnel wave. You know what I mean? When Dame Dash and Jay-Z, after the fucking Hawaiian Sophie shirt dried off, when they pulled up, the Bad Boy shit was in full swing. So that era that Puff Daddy, Sean Combs rolled out and introduced, that era has never changed. You niggas that's running around sipping on lean, running around wearing fake designer, nigga, that was introduced in 1992 and 3, and nothing changed. The shit that Kanye tried to do with the pink polo, that's the low life era. They're rehashing and remixing some shit that already we went through that already. Nigga, I've been through the spin cycle. That was about 30 years ago. Real talk. Nothing changed. It's still about designer. It's still about wholesaling box. That's Foxy Brown. I mean, that's Foxy and Kim. Did you know little Kim was 16 years old when she took that picture, when she was crouching down and you saw her pussy print? Huh? She was 16. So they introduced a mind state. They introduced a motherfucking way of life. They introduced a culture, and nobody has changed that culture to this day. Super duper facts. I don't give a fuck about. And it was also cuddled in with what the West Coast was doing, with Dre and them, and Snoop was doing with gang banging, money over bitches. We don't love these hoes. All of that was inside the same pot. All of that was inside the same pot, and it hasn't changed. It only has metamorphed. It only has mutated. It only has mutated. The same Jordans the niggas was dying wearing in the 90s is the same Jordans the niggas is dying for today. And they only did, what did they do? They just brought them back out. And the shit don't even look the same. It's a cheaper material. You know what I mean? It's the same hoes. The old hoes gave birth to new hoes. It's the same hoes, same DNA. Same DNA. So nothing changed. So you can't blame none of the youth. You cannot bang on the youth. You cannot bang on the youth. They did not give birth to they were born into the nightmare, or they were born into the program. They did not make the program. All they doing is tweaking it. All they're doing is tweaking it. They did not write the code, family. They were born into that shit. They just trying to keep up. They looking at Forbes. We was looking at the Rob Report. They just trying to catch up to the niggas on the top of the Forbes. Nothing changed. We're going through a perpetual loop. We're going through a perpetual cycle. The dog is chasing his proverbial tail. Nothing has changed. And with all of this money, hoes, bankrolls, and clothes, and get it how you live, and get it out the mud, and niggas is the ice cream man, 17.5. What the fuck do you have to show for it? What do you have to show? All of these niggas who was responsible are trying to exonerate themselves and take showers. T.I.'s trying to straighten up. Dame Dash trying to straighten up. Jay-Z's growing his hair out like me, trying to straighten up. All of these niggas, they, like when the popo come and niggas throw the pack and they be like, yo, what's going on over there? Bait and switch. Bait and switch. They trying to act like they don't know what happened. What the fuck? I don't know. Like, what's going on with the youth? Nigga, you programmed them. That's what's going on with the youth. Shout out to Meek Mill. At least Meek is digging into his creative mind to try to articulate through rhyme, not in interviews, because niggas be mad deep in their interviews and they go right back on wax saying the same fucking shit. At least he's trying to articulate in what I would expect a Meek Mill to do. Because if he says Hotep, or if he says, if he tries to get too deep, I'm not fucking with him, because I don't expect that from him. I don't expect that. I expect him to do street consciousness and still talking about running behind thoughts and laying niggas down if they fuck with him. I expect that because that's a version of street consciousness that I'm comfortable with. Because just because you smart or intelligence don't mean that you're not in the fucking jungle and I will bite your head off if you step on my tail. So what I'm trying to say is this. I'm not gonna point fingers at no goddamn teenagers who was just pissing the bed when we was out here tearing this shit the fuck up and living by a code that was written during a time period that we lived through. And we are responsible for changing that. We are responsible for changing the narrative. That's why I have to give respect to Dame Dash. That's why I have to give, even if it's suspect, even if the 444 and all of that shit is suspect, I still have to pay homage and say, look, at least these niggas are trying to mature and exonerate themselves or atone for the madness that their lyrics and their image and their lifestyles were bringing to the mindset of impressionable youth and people. Niggas talking about Gucci Man as a clone. No, nigga, that's a 10-year challenge. You know what I'm talking about? That nigga was dead. When you look at old pictures of Gucci Man, that nigga was dead. Remember, you can be legally dead and still walk the earth because you're vibrating at a certain frequency where you're defined as legally dead. He got with that, what's her name? I had a crush on her. What's her name? Keisha? You know what I'm saying? What's his wife's name? I surely had a crush on her back when she was in the video with Yo Gotti. I was like, who's that? And you know how Red is with the red bones. You know, no, he didn't invent the face tat. Mike Tyson invented the face tat. Let's be clear. Yeah, Keisha Dior. She was a baddie. You know, she was in the 5-star bitch video. And she is his offset. She put that motherfucker back together and she leveled him up. Case in point that you niggas need you a Keisha Dior in your life to level you up. If you walking around here dead, you better find a woman that's gonna breathe some life into you. All of that transformation, that don't got nothing to do with him being in jail, nigga. That's that lady right there. She did that. Let's be clear. She did that. She did that for him. He has to give her anything she asks for because she brought him back to life. She gave him, he's not dead anymore. She's Jamaican. I love my son's mother is Jamaican. You know, my lady is Jamaican. Like, yeah, I love me some Jamaicans. You know what I'm talking about? I love me some, yeah, I found my offset. I love me some Jamaicans, you know, because they you know, they got something, they got something, they got some, you know, they just got something with them that I relate to. I grew up around Jamaicans in Flatbush. So, you know, they'll stab the shit out of you. You want to see some stab wounds, nigga? Yeah, they'll stab the shit out of you. I got stabbed up, you know, but it's okay. You know, I survived. You know what I'm talking about? You know, I survived. And it wasn't my son's mother. She didn't stab me up. One of my older girlfriend when I was 17, you know what I mean? She jokes, yeah, she put a knife in the nigga. You know what I'm talking about? They kind of cuckoo. You got to be careful. You know what I mean? You can't, you know, that shit is handled with care. You know what I'm saying? Don't run around trying to chase behind no Jamaican chick if you ain't ready to deal with the business because they will stab you up. But, you know, yeah, Mike Tyson came out with the face tat and niggas was calling him crazy. And then Gucci came out with the ice cream and whatnot. And they was calling him crazy, you know. And she resurrected him. She cleaned him up to the point where niggas was saying that he got cloned. Well, goddamn it, if that's a clone, then a lot of you niggas need to be cloned. You should find out who's cloning niggas and get yourself cloned. You know what I'm talking about? Get yourself cloned. Was I born in Brooklyn? No, I was born in the Bronx, right where I'm at today. I came home. You know what I mean? I'm a Bronx. I was born in the Bronx, Albert Einstein Hospital, which is Montessor, but I was raised in Brooklyn. I left out of the Bronx at like 3, my nigga. the buildings was burning and shit looked crazy out here. You know what I'm talking about? Somebody said Jamaicans run the world. Now you're reaching. Now you're reaching. I wouldn't say that, but you know, uh, now you're reaching. Tech from Smith and Wesson has a face tag. Yeah, he got that later in life. But you know, going back to, I'm just trying. I have to finish unpacking this hip hop thing, so y'all just don't listen to the music and don't understand the backstory. You don't understand the influence. You don't understand the underlying DNA of what's taking place in these artists or their impact in it. So you know, they're part of the narrative. Okay, part of the narrative. You know. So Chief Keef. Okay, I'm gonna talk about that. I got all of this laid out in my lecture. Capital Steez, ASAP Yams. Have to talk about it. Very instrumental. Shout out to every all shout out to ASAP Mob. Shout out to the Underachievers. Shout out to Flat Bajambi, Juice, Meech, Darko, Eric. You know, I used to love that their music in 2013. Ask anybody on Know the Ledge Radio. I used to play Thug Waffles and a few other things. I used to love Underachievers. I would play their music as the intro. I talked about them. I was excited. And then I forgot to mention, damn, how can I forget? On the West Coast, you had Ab Soul and a young upstart by the name of Kendrick Lamar and a record label called TDE. They were on the way up as well. And they didn't go through the same kind of stifleness that the East Coast, the Beast Coast movement went through. They were able to blossom. They were able, because remember when Ab Soul came out with Control Theory, nigga, that shit, that blew my mind. That's when I knew that we had a new movement coming of consciousness, but it wasn't mama's consciousness. It wasn't the consciousness. It wasn't puritanical tree hugger consciousness. It wasn't fake woke consciousness. It was I pop pills, you know what I mean, to go open my third eye. You know what I mean? I get neck from Becky. That's my reparations. That was their level of consciousness. That Schoolboy Q and shit like that. Yeah, that's how they was giving it up. So on the West Coast, you had the rise of Kendrick and the rise of Ab Soul. I would say Ab Soul before Kendrick because Ab Soul was the conscious one out of TDE. You understand? It's commercial consciousness. Yes, it's street consciousness. That's what it is. Black Hippie was the group. J Rock, yes, J Rock, Schoolboy Q, um, Kendrick Lamar, legends. Ab Soul, legends. Okay, super duper legends. And J Rock did come before all of them, but J Rock wasn't necessarily conscious. I'm speaking about Ab Soul because that was the conscious MC, the one who was really giving it up out of the whole group. I don't even consider Kendrick that conscious. You know what I'm saying? Because of the reference point of the artist that's inside of his record label, which is Ab Soul. He's not more conscious than Ab Soul. You know what I mean? He's not more conscious than Ab Soul. Somebody says Soldier Boy a legend too. Like I said, for this new digital era, the mumble rappers, he's the father of the young rap niggas. Yeah, he's the you know, he would be the OG of that. He would, yeah, but I don't know about being a legend. B.O.B. is definitely the truth. But when all of this was going down, B.O.B. wasn't conscious. T.I. wasn't conscious. Jay-Z wasn't conscious. You understand? None of them were on that wave. This comes before these niggas got on the wave. This is I'm giving honors and praise and props to the ones who came and broke the mold. Now the father who broke all of that shit is Jay Electronica. That's the father of all of that. Jay Electronica is when we do the flow chart, Jay Electronica is the father of the modern day conscious music. He's the one who bodied that shit. He's the one who came in with the he came in on the highest frequency that I've ever seen, that I've ever heard an artist of today's genre, commercial wise, come in. And who signed them? Jay-Z signed them, thus beginning the consciousness of Jay-Z. There was a bidding war between him and Diddy. Diddy lost the war. Jay-Z signed Jay Electronica, and now magically Jay-Z is conscious. How did that happen? How did that happen? Because remember, yes, that's when J. Cole and Drake was sounding alike. It was J. Cole, Drake, and Big Sean. Big Sean had the flow. Drake took the flow, right? And ran with that shit. Okay. And and Drake was semi-conscious before um the first mixtape album that he dropped. He was like, commercial conscious, not conscious deep, but borderline, like he was kicking knowledge type shit. You know what I'm saying? But Jay Electronica is the original Third Eye, Indigo. He signified the beginning of that new era where your street, where you're not. He wasn't a tree hugger. He wasn't into none of that comeback season. He wasn't into. He wasn't into. He was talking about. He was mixing it in. He was making that shit interesting. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was like, this is dangerous. I like this shit. You know what I'm saying? This shit kind of ratchet. You know what I mean? He running around with baby mamas and shit. Like he had bad dude on his line. Like that shit was, that shit was appealing to me. You feel me? He wasn't running around head wrapped out and all of that, trying to be all vegan and shit. You know, he was doing his thing. He got paid not to drop. He probably did get paid. I don't know. He ran behind a Rothschild. You know what I'm saying? I know that he crashed his car later on in life. You know what I mean? That nigga lost focus. But I'm only speaking about his impact when he first came out. I'm only giving him his credit of his impact, what he meant to the culture. His impact on the culture was undeniable. His impact on the culture was undeniable. Yeah, Erica knows how to pick him. You know, 2012 Trayvon Martin, 2014 Mike Brown. Because remember, they signed Chief Keef in between the whole Trayvon Martin. Niggas was wearing Skittles and hoodies talking about Black Lives Matter. And then they ran home and was playing Chief Keef drill music, a teenager drilling other black kids. Like they loved that shit. So that's when I was like, oh, it's a lot of double consciousness, like Kendrick said, we the biggest hypocrites because we have double consciousness, like W.E.B. Du Bois. You can't live in America and westernized society and not deal with double consciousness. A lot of us can find, nigga, when you go to work, you exemplify double consciousness. When you niggas go into your jobs, your jobs, or to your campuses, or to your wherever, we exemplify double con. Niggas is bilingual. You talk. Sorry to bother you. Excuse me. My name is Filbert Moreland, Bartholomew Adams. Pleased to meet you. May I help you? You know what I mean? At Chipotle. And then you go home and you all hotepped out and whatnot. You put on your fucking onks and shit. And then you be Black Power, Black Power, Black Power. You know what I mean? Niggas got double consciousness. This is America. You know what I'm saying? This is America. Sorry to fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, let's be clear. Let's be clear. But Jay Electronica, he is a legend. I'm not gonna judge him because he never dropped the album. Because when that nigga drops an album, a lot of people gonna jump right on his wood. You know, he's a legend. He kicked the door open, and I mean, we can't ask so much from people. God damn, like this is a movie. Let the nigga show up at the last scene or something if that's what he's gonna. Let him close out the motherfucking movie. But he might drop in 2020 and just close out the show. But he damn sure kicked the door in. He made it fashionable. He made it cool to be conscious in the industry amongst millions of people that never heard of a fucking red pill. They never was exposed to a HOK. They didn't know nothing about that, but they were prepped and they were groomed. So when it was given to them, they were receptive. He broke the. That's what happens when somebody breaks the mold. People don't realize that millions of people have been seeded. They've been getting seeded, meaning that seeds were being planted throughout the years. Watch the Throne is a conscious album. It has consciousness all throughout it. Motherfucking the rise of TDE, the rise of Beast Coast, the rise of Pro Era, the rise of the rise of J Electronica, all of these things, it were all seedlings. They were seeding people unsuspectingly to prime them. So when Hidden Colors came, they were able to ingest it. They were able to take it in. They didn't skip past it when it was recommended to them. When they seen niggas on a Breakfast Club, they were receptive to that because they were already seated unbeknownst. Unbeknownst. Somebody said they wear their onks to work. Well, goddamn it, black power to you then. Hotep to you. You know what I mean? I wear mine to work as well. You know what I'm talking about? I wear mine as well. You know? If he drops an album, Jay-Z is scared of that. I mean, that goes, I don't know. I have no idea what Jay-Z is scared of. You know what I'm talking about? I have no idea what Jay-Z is scared of. You know, I know that Jay-Z became mad awake, mad conscious after he signed J Electron, because Jay-Z might have the most conscious label in hip-hop. Well, not no more, but at a moment he had J. Cole, he had Kanye when he was conscious, he had J Electronica, right? Give me another label that had those three that had heavy hitters that was hitting heavier. And I'm not talking, you're gonna get yourself oppression, not moment, not try basic to a nigga. You know what I mean? He had J. Cole on the label. He had Kanye when Kanye was conscious. Yeah, Kanye before the incident where he got renditioned after his show in San Diego, where he called out Jay-Z and Beyonce on stage, and he got renditioned and he's never been the same. I'm talking about the Kanye before that, right? And he had and he got J Electronica. This was all Rock Nation. Give me a label that got a lineup of three artists that were that instrumental, you know what I'm saying, to the culture on some conscious shit like that. I'll wait. TDE is the closest. TDE is the closest. But would you say, I don't know. I don't want to cause no problems with nobody. Because I was gonna say, can you say Kendrick could fuck with J Electronica on the lyrics? Somebody said Grand Hustle, he'll be burnt. Sorry. Currency and Wiz Khalifa burnt. Sorry. That's only two. Dreamville. We already J Electronic. I mean J. Cole is Dreamville. Give me a label who somebody said TDE and MMG more conscious than Rock Nation's pseudo conscious roster. MMG who are conscious back then. I ain't talking about right now. You're naming artists. I'm talking about labels. Common, Most Def, and Kanye was never on the same label. They were never on the same label. And when you say TDE, there's because I don't think who's conscious, who's more who Schoolboy Q was conscious. You can't tell me good music because good music is Kanye. So good music don't even you Kanye is a part of good music. So Kanye was on Rock Nation when he was good music. He was on Rockefeller when he was good music. I don't want to hear about raucous. We're talking about this millennial, this millennium. We're talking about this millennium. You niggas is digging right now. Yo, the Juice Crew, Rough Riders. Somebody said the Rough. Okay, I like Schoolboy. Schoolboy is street awareness. You know, Schoolboy will go up against if you were to line up Kanye, J. Cole, and J Electronica, who would Schoolboy line up with? Who would you say Schoolboy would line up with? And then I would say Jay-Z, J Electronica, Kanye before he was Kanye, and J. Cole. And I'm not talking about tree hugger consciousness. I'm not talking about vegan consciousness. I'm not talking about YouTube consciousness. I'm talking about reality music, street consciousness. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about that shit. Because a lot of niggas, as you can see, more people reverberate with that. More people can feel that than they could feel some of that syllable rap that niggas be trying to do. You know what I'm talking about? All of that, you know, the intricate layers of the Super Saiyans and not the locks. I'm sorry, the locks don't know. Big Crit. Give me, if it's Big Crit, give me two more with Big Crit that was on the label with him. You gonna say Ludacris? You gonna say Luda? I fuck with Q boy, Schoolboy. I like him. I fucks with Q. Schoolboy Q. He's Dungeon Family. No, no. That I'm talking about this millennial. Don't give me Goody Mob and all of that and Outkast. Those are certified legends of a different era. It was formed. Rock Nation was formed after they split up Rockefeller. And I'm not trying to cape or cap like the young people say. I'm not capping or caping for nobody. I'm just throwing it out. MG, Stolly was one artist. Wale was another artist. And who else? Meek Mills is kind of conscious right now. So that could go. But then when you line them up against Jay Electronica, J. Cole, and Kanye, and if you take Kanye out of there, just put Jay-Z 444. They can't stand Jay. They'll never stand up to them. Nipsey Hussle is conscious. Nipsey Hussle is conscious. I'm asking, you saying Lupe, I'm saying give me a label. Just a label. I know Rick Ross is on his financial wealth shit and he gets deep and whatnot, but he doesn't. If you put him on a scale, if you want to bring Ross into that shit, put him on a scale and then put Rock Nation on a scale and he gets untipped. They tip them niggas out. Y'all reaching for straws right now, bringing up Wu-Tang and all of that. Yes, J Electronica, J. Cole, and J Rock Nation. And Kanye is on Rock Nation. He didn't drop Kanye from the label. He's still on Rock Nation. He's still Rock Nation. And like I say, I'm not capping. I'm not capping. I'm not capping. I'm just showing you something that you might have never realized. That nigga got him a conscious label. Jay Electronica never had an album. It don't matter. You know who Jay Electronica is. You know who Jay Electronica is. You've heard his music. Whatever music that he put out qualifies him to be in a discussion. He's a disruptor. He disrupted the whole fucking industry when he came out. He damn sure was. He disrupted the whole industry when he was dropping. That's facts. You might not have heard about it, but I was in the industry. I know he disrupted the whole industry when he dropped. They were waiting on him like the second coming. And then he started playing himself. So, yeah, he's a beast. He's a beast. Did they silence him? They could have silenced him. Maybe the Rothschild silenced him. You know what I mean? Maybe the Rothschild silenced. That nigga was with a Rothschild. You know, at the Brooklyn Hip Hop Festival, he was with Wesley Muhammad, the FOI. Like I was there. You know what I mean? This was in 20. My daughter was like this was like 2014. You know, but I'm saying all of that to say that there was a lot of stuff. There was a lot of stuff, you know, that happened in the industry that that kind of steered it in the direction where it is today. Okay. Oh, somebody said that's a good one. Somebody said Tyler the Creator, the internet sweatshirt. What was the little nigga that had bars? One of them had bars. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, Earl Sweatshirt was alright. He was cool. But them niggas ain't conscious though. Yeah, Domo. Domo was a beast. Domo was a beast. Domo Genesis. Yeah, he had Thomas Smith is going in. Domo had bars. You know what I'm saying? Salute to them and whatnot. You know, so I'm just giving you I'm giving you a timeline of an era that has fashioned the world that we live in right now. Because remember, hip hop, you don't gotta listen to it. The youth listen to it. I'm talking about the youth. I'm giving you a heads up about the youth. You know what I mean? The youth are infatuated, they are indoctrinated, they are basically under the spell of what these labels are putting in front of them. Okay? Odd Future brought in the Black Satanists. Oh, is that right? Is that right? Do you feel that the era is coming to a closing? No. Shit. Trippy Red and all of these niggas is not, it's not coming nowhere to a close. They had their biggest year last year, streaming wise. They led streaming in all genres. You know what I mean? That's the SoundCloud rappers, that's the Migos, the trap rappers, and that's the mumble rappers. It's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. You feel me? It's not. It's not going anywhere. And that's not because I don't want it to go. I'm just saying. I'm just giving you a forecast from how money works, the way the money works, the way the business. Because this is the music business. The way that these people who are billionaires that are funding these artists, that are pushing these artists and pushing this sound, they're gonna get their money back. They're gonna squeeze another 10 years out of these niggas until consciousness or somebody disrupts. We have to bring in disruptors. Kambada will be a disruptor. If you niggas let the pills in, we would probably be disruptors. You know what I'm talking about? But you're gonna have to have disruptors. You know, you gotta have disruptors, you know. Other than that, it's going to steer the course that it's been selected to steer. And that's more ratchetness, more mumbleness. You know, I'm talking about more lean, more niggas dying off of overdoses, more Xannies and bars, more face tats. You feel me? And more fuck boys. You know, that's what's coming. You know, and they're gonna give you LBGT rap coming. So prepare yourselves. Definitely prepare yourselves, because that is what's coming. So I think we might be, dropping something this year, another offering, just depends on how, on how shit works out. But we'll see, depending on how if the constellations are in my favor, then we'll have ourselves a project before the end of 2019. But you know, to be honest with you, I would rather pop in 2020. You feel me? Somebody say I gotta hear that twin album. Do is type it up. Like, don't hold yourself back. Like, you only have one life to live. Like, you know what I mean? Plug in, my guy. You know what I'm saying? Go on that ride. Plug in. Plug all the way in. Have you? Yeah, I have to come over here and rock some of these underground shows. I ain't big on no underground shows, my Negro. What up, Haas? I'm not trying to rap in no bars, tables, and all. Nah, nigga. Like, I'm Gucci. My first show I did was in SOBs. Then my first show, not my first show in Atlanta was Apache Cafe. Like, I'm trying to stay up there. Like, you know what I mean? I'm good. I'm not. Mm-mm. I'm not gonna be the struggling rapper rapping to three niggas in a fucking dive bar. You can have that. You know what I mean? You can have that. Cause I'm not a rapper like that. You feel me? I'm not a rapper like that. You know, I'm good. And I feel though, for the people that do that, and that's how you come up, then salute and respect. But I ain't doing that. Fuck out of here. It's almost 2020. I ain't doing that. We gotta do something else. You know. But public service, and make sure y'all get that live stream for the event this weekend. Okay. I need y'all to be in the building. I don't give a fuck about nobody else's live stream. I'm talking about Red Pill and Blue Pills live stream, January 19th, January 20th. Go to Eventbrite and put in Twin Pillars, okay, and get you some information. Do you think this is deep? Like, this is not fucking deep. You know what I mean? They're like, you're going in. No, I'm not. I'm going in this weekend. How about that? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna shoot my load this weekend. This is 12 play. I'm just playing with the nipples. I'm gonna shoot my load this weekend though. This is the warm up, okay? This ain't even a warm up. This is just me coming into the house and we're drinking on some Hennessy. You know what I mean? This is not it. So just pull up. The blood moon on the way. Y'all playing. This is just me shooting in the gym. Y'all playing. The blood moon is on the way. If you niggas don't know what that means, and if you don't know how to get ready for that, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just been wasting a lot of time with yourselves. You've just been wasting a lot of time. You know, but the blood moon is a very major fucking window to pop off. That's on what should we do to get ready for the blood moon? Nigga, we should show up January 19th and the 20th so I could tell you and we could show you what to do. Super blood moon, wolf blue, indigo, hurricane moon. Nigga, how many other words do they gotta tell? Super blood moon, end of the world, blood. It's mad shit on that one day. Like the super blood moon, wolf, eclipse, full moon, like this, it's just in perfect alignment. So come on, pull up, pull up. You know what I mean? And don't try to go on my Instagram and get a snippet either. Nigga, pull up, because I'm not posting no clips. I'm not posting no pictures. I'm not doing none of that. I'm not even doing a recap next week. I'm going to just keep it to myself. You got to be there to know what the fuck is going on. It's 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. You don't got no work on Monday because they killed MLK and gave you niggas a holiday. So you don't got no excuses. We doing it late at night. You could go do everything that you need to do. You could do a tailgate party during the day, watch the motherfucking playoffs, whatever you got to do. But 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Saturday and Sunday in the planet of Brooklyn, red and blue pill are going back to back, and we're gonna body this shit. Facts. Go to Eventbrite. Empress Brown is dropping a link right now in the chat room. Click on that link and pull up. You know what I mean? It ain't gonna cost you nothing. Bring your notebooks, bring your pads, and just get some of this information. Because many of y'all never saw me in lecture mode. I'm chilling right now. I'm laid back. My daughter's sleeping. I can't even get loud. You know what I mean? Like I can't even move around. The live stream, the tickets to the live stream are on Eventbrite. Yes, sir. That link right there. Eventbrite link. The tickets are like $20, $25. If you want to come there physically, fly in, book a flight right now. I got a travel agent. Hit me up if you need some hookups. I can help you with that. If you want to see us in the flesh, because you know Kings County will be on deck. The vegan pies has my dude has be will be in the deck. Will be on deck with the vegan cheesecake. Blue pill will be in the building with the soul gold, with the liquid gold. Nigga, I got stones. Let me show you something. Stone love. Hold on. Give me 1 minute. Shit just falling all over the place. Goodness. Here we go. Hold on. Show off some much. Bring this into the streets. This is only for lectures. This is for lectures and like festivals. You know, so we'll have products. We'll have products. We got big teams. Ooh, look at this boy. This is from where Superman and them be at. This is from his planet. You know what I'm saying? This is some shit from where Superman from. You know. But that's just a glimpse. They out here freezing alive. You know. It is what it is. YouTube gonna do what YouTube do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. These are some powerful stones, y'all. Like, I shit you not. This is real. This is stone love for real. This is stone love for real. You know what I mean? Get your motherfucking stones. You know? Put this up in your house. You calling on the ancestors. You know how much in it? You know how much. There you go. This the real Rock Nation, nigga. I'm signed to Rock Nation. How about it? I'm about to get on my Soldier Boy shit. I'm signing real Rock Nation, nigga. There we go. I like how that Rock Nation. I told you they the stones from where Superman live at. That's what kind they are. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's Crystal Skull, my nigga. Yeah. About this motherfucking club. So, you know, come through, come and get your stones, come and get your clothes, come and get your Kings County, come and get your health products. Blue got the Soul Gold. I'm sure he's gonna have the Seventh Heaven Sea Moss. You know. No, let me not block. Yeah, these are the when you know how the Chinese people. I be going to the spa. The Koreans got all the stones set up. They got all of the amethyst. They got all the quartz. You know what I mean? The tourmaline. They got it all. They got it all. Got that organite. You know what I'm saying? They got it all. You know. But have fun. It's always a fun event. The last event that I did in Nicholas was Fear of a Black Messiah. That was in 2016, the first one. Fear of a Blackamoor Messiah. And that's a classic. And that's not, I didn't say it. That's street certified. You know what I mean? That is a classic. So this too will be a classic. Nothing changes but the weather. All right. This too will be a classic. So I definitely want y'all to be a part of that and to support what it is that we're doing. Because, like I said, I'm taking a break. You know what I mean? And that's no offense to anybody out there, but I'm taking me a break. You know, I'm getting me. I'm hitting. I'm falling back. You understand? Um, I got a lot of things to focus on family wise, as you can see. You know, I got my daughter. I got my son. Hold on, let me see something. So I got a lot of shit on my hands, you know. So I'm gonna be taking a break very soon. You know, the community is going to shit. You know what I mean? The goofiness is at an all time high. You know what I mean? Niggas really don't care about nobody but themselves. Um, the R. Kelly shit showed me that there's no love for the babies. Uh, there's no love for the women. These niggas is cowards. They don't want to protect you over Dick Riding R. Kelly, homos, you know. Uh, you know, and I'm not indicting anyone in particular. I'm just deciding to remove myself from the peanut gallery or the foray of something that I see that doesn't necessarily serve my best interests. You understand? My children serve my best interests. My family, my loved ones, you know, people that are close to me, those are the ones who deserve it at the end of the day. You know, what I will be doing is what I promised, and that's the online courses through the platform that we're building, the KTL University platform, and notaledgemedia.com, which is different than KTL Media, mind you. So, you know, this ain't no conscious community type thing. This is know the ledge. It's different. It's know the ledge, and those who want to be students of the information that know the ledge has to offer, from both blue pill, red pill, uh, KT the arch degree, maybe even mama pill, and some people who are close to us who I feel are qualified to teach the family their level of information, the same way that we did with Know the Ledge Radio, you know, and Niggas don't didn't care until Lifetime told you to. We could talk about that. You know what I mean? We could talk about, what people cared and what people didn't care. You know what I'm talking about? Because everybody keep on bringing up Lifetime like they're the culprit. You bird ass niggas. If it was on Disney, if it was on Nickelodeon channel, it doesn't matter. What matters is that the whole motherfucking community got triggered because niggas are holding on to some kind of trauma inside of their hearts. Why do y'all keep glossing over that? Why y'all keep pointing fingers at the fact that Disney outed R. Kelly? Nigga, it was a hit job. Do you know what a fucking hit job is? Did you want to see it on the Oprah network for you to feel like it was justified? It was a hit job. They hit that nigga. And they're not going to hit they're not going to hit white people because white people don't expose white people. That's the job for you niggas to do. You know what I'm talking about? Why don't you niggas do that and put out a YouTube video surviving Harvey Weinstein? Because white women are not going to talk to your black ass and they're not going to, even the women that he raped, they won't reveal anything to no Negroes. The only thing that you can possibly do is hire a white woman or a gay Negro to pull the motherfucking tea from these white women because they will never tell on white men. Bottom line, white people are not going to expose white people, not when they can expose black savagery. We just that's not rocket science. Why are people making that? It's you that don't mean, you know what I mean? Like, okay, like, all right, wow, what Lifetime? All right, no, what I saw is that Black America, the Black fucking world, got triggered because either you're a fucking pedophile and you don't want to be exposed, or a lot of niggas got touched and a lot of women got touched and abused and molested, and you're trying to bury that shit because pain is revisiting you by watching the motherfucking monster bird box Bandersnatch, nigga. You clicked and made the wrong decision. Bandersnatch, Bird Box. You took the blindfolds off and you saw some shit that triggered some shit that you was hiding and was dormant inside of you. Because what do we do with our trauma? We just bury it. What do we do with our pain? But you know how many fucking knives I've absorbed over the years? That you know how much pain I've absorbed? You know how much fucking trauma I had to absorb in this community alone? Just being on 125th Street with all of the backstabbing and all of the people talking crazy and motherfuckers trying to take me out. Like I absorbed it all. I absorbed it all because I couldn't necessarily let that shit affect me. So the way that I had to deal with a lot of stuff, I had to love it away with the love that people were able to love on me. Like, shout out to all of my exes and the women who have loved on me, you know, and shout out to my children who were able to give me genuine love, who were able to love on me and to help heal me. Shout out to, you know, shout out to the women who stunted on me. You know what I mean? Because y'all helped heal me in ways that I could never thank you. Because I'm glad that you bitches stunted. Because you know what I'm talking about? I didn't want to get stuck with you in the first place. So it's all good at the end of the day. And that's just my healing. And doing research, going on retreats, getting in the water. You know what I mean? That was healing. That was healing. And now and I'm not gonna, I'm gonna keep it moving because I'm not gonna fucking sit around and languish in no kind of experiences that are not defining who I am. You know, I'm not gonna let that define me. It's an experience in my spiritual path. You know what I mean? And it's another page and another chapter and I'm gonna keep it moving. I'm gonna keep it moving. You know, yeah. I got the stones protecting me. I don't want to feel no negative energy. So that's how I dealt with it. And I dealt with it. I was victorious and I was vindicated because patience is a virtue. So a lot of the people who, a lot of shit came out in the wash. A lot of pieces of shit got flushed down the toilet. A lot of people got their skirts pulled and they fell on their own swords. I didn't even have to lift a hand. It felt like my spirit guys were at work cooking niggas all the time. You know what I mean? All the time. So healing is a it's a process. It doesn't happen overnight. But what I do notice and what I can see is that a lot of people have gotten triggered. And because of the triggering that took place, it was a window opportunity for people who've been triggered to heal. And I would say about 5% of us got healed. And then I would say another 50% of us even buried our trauma further. You know what I mean? And then I would say another 30% of us have been trying their best to avoid, facing their demons. They don't want to look into the light. They still got the blindfolds on. And then I would say another 10% of niggas is running scared because they know that the more we dig and the more layers that we pull back and the more we lift up the veil, we're going to see them for who they are. Because it's a lot of predators in our community amongst us, it's a lot of pedophiles amongst us. You got to understand that it's a lot of sadomasochists amongst us, and they are going to deflect in all of their power. They're going to use their platforms to deflect as much as they can because they do not want to get exposed. You understand? I'm not getting into all of that. All of the but the girl who said to R. Kelly and then she did no, fuck that. I'm not reacting to that. I'm not talking about that. I could give a fuck about all of that shit. It is what it is. It already happened. Whatever fate he has to face, it's not going to be at my hands. I don't got nothing to do with that. He got to deal with his spirit. He got to deal with his karma. He's going to have to deal with whatever is going to befall on his motherfucking head. Remember, he's a spirit having a human experience. He got to deal with that. I don't go to sleep with R. Kelly on the mind. You understand? I don't go to sleep with R. Kelly on the mind. R. Kelly got to live with R. Kelly. But what I do know, and like I said, what I have seen is that as a community, there's a lot of work to be done. And what I did see, there is no community anymore. The thought of a community was completely demolished and washed away in the beginning of 2019, thanks to surviving R. Kelly. I want to thank Lifetime for exposing you fuck niggas that are amongst us that don't even deserve to be in the same room as me, let alone my children. I will body you niggas if I even see you looking at my children the wrong way. That's a fact. You know what I'm talking about? That is a fact. You will see me turn into something that you never thought existed if I even see any one of these niggas 5 feet next to my children because I already know who they are based off of the shit that came out of their mouth. I don't even need no more proof. I don't need any more proof. And for you niggas that be keep waiting around for more proof, you're gonna get a thumb in your ass fucking with these weird niggas. You're gonna get bambaded. So you go ahead and keep playing around with this fake ass art of discernment that you niggas claim that you have. You always getting jerked. Niggas is always digging into your pockets. Niggas is always taking your lunch money, and they always doing niggas dirty and treating you niggas like the herbs that you are. You know what I mean? Keep getting fucking punked. I let you know this. I don't even want to be in the building anymore to see you niggas get filleted and fucking stroked at a paddle because half you niggas want to get down with the fraternity anyway, and you're willing to get hazed. A lot of you homoerotic niggas, you're willing to get R. Kelly to be down with these weird niggas amongst you. I know this for a fact. A lot of the thoughts that are running around, the thoughtises that are running around, y'all want to get peed on. I know this for a fact. Y'all want to get, you know what I mean? Y'all want to get alkaline pee. So I don't really want to have nothing to do with that, man. I don't really, I'm not interested in that shit. I'm not. So, like I said, I will remove myself and handle my business and do what the fuck I gotta do. Cause real talk, man, like my circle has gotten much smaller as a result. You know what I'm talking about? My circle has gotten it's smaller than the fucking Target circle. It's very small. So, with all of that being said, you know, you niggas have fun trying to justify the fuck shit that's taking place in black society, in the black community, in the black world. Hasta la vista. You know what I mean? Hoe ass niggas. Hasta la vista. You know? So it is what it is. But yeah, we going into 3 hours, man. Like I've had fun. It's been fun. It's been fun. We've had fun. Like I say, go and hit that Cash App. The 20 for 20 books. That's still a go. Hit the Cash App with your email and $20. Go and get Twin the album. Go and get kingscounty.com, Big Cartel, kingscounty.bigcartel.com. Uh yeah. Go and drop some motherfucking coins in that Cash App for this cloth talk. You know what I'm talking about? And let's just stay solid. Keep it, keep it a buck, keep it a buckington, keep it real with yourself. You don't got to keep it real with me. Keep it real with yourself. You feel me? Because keeping it real with me does nothing for me. You know what I mean? Keep it real with yourself. You know. So it's love and light to the family. It's all love. Like don't get it twisted. I'm not pointing no fingers at anybody. You know, it's love. You know what I mean? Because if it wasn't love, it'd be hate. And I don't carry that frequency. I don't move like that. It's always love until further notice. You feel me? So yeah, that Garvey collection. Go get that. Who them Garveys? Them Garveys. They know me in FedEx right now. They call me Young Garvey because I'm in there every day with like 8 boxes. You know what I mean? Them Garveys is moving. To be honest with you, like that's $1 million product right there. So I gotta focus on my business. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody else is gonna do that but me or for me. They're only gonna talk about me when I do bad. Or you know what I mean? If something falls or if something doesn't work right, you know what I mean? They're only gonna shit on me. So I gotta build this business up. I gotta focus on this. I gotta automate this business. I gotta get manufacturing at a higher level. All of that. So if you can assist, or if you got resources, then I need you to holler at me. Okay. The brother who helped me with the Third Eye Thursday, I need you to hit me again. I apologize. I keep losing your information in the onslaught of all of the screen. I got like 1,000 screenshots of different shit, and you're in there somewhere. So please hit me again on my inbox. I apologize for not even locking you in. And anybody who's out there who has any electronic hookups like the Mac or like Remember the camera that I was showing y'all? The 4K camera? Where's the box? The fucking box. All I got left is the box. I don't even know where the camera is at. That's a whole nother story. Some weird shit happened. I think that I think that there's a group of us that are coming back from the future and we're popping up, snatching shit, and then jumping back on some quantum shit. Cause shit goes missing and there's no explanation for it. That shit goes all the way back to when I was a teenager and GI Joes used to come up missing out of nowhere. I lost a Voltron lion and I was in the house. Like I think that yeah. But anyway, love and light to the family. I'll see y'all at the lecture on. I'm cordially inviting you to pull the fuck up on the 19th and the 20th to get this information in the visual audio form. I just talked to you tonight. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me prove to you. Let me qualify myself and give you what you really need so you can have a better understanding about what's going on with our people. All right? Peace to the family. All right? Peace to you and yours. You know, yeah, stay dangerous, stay woke, stay focused. You know what I'm talking about? And stay on these people's necks. You know what I'm saying? Pause. You know, don't let people get by and get over with just talking about anything, chatty patty and all of this dumb shit. Make them teach. Force them to teach. Stop letting them just run circles around y'all saying any old thing. All right? Peace and love.